Alright, we are back, guys. Sorry about that. I needed to fix something real quick. Yeah, we are back now. Also, thank you for the follow, Abacus. I saw that just after I took the stream down for a moment. So thank you so much for that. It certainly helps. Alright. Oh, that reminds me. I was going to do the cactpot and stuff, too. You. It's going to take a bit to load into the game because I am streaming, so more of my PC resources are being taken up, but yeah, that's okay. Okie dokie then. Now, let me check my retainer here. Right. Now, I'm going to link a bunch of this stuff real quick. I'm going to have to do it in a tell to myself. So, one second. Well, that didn't help much. Now, I want to do that. Did that not work? Hang on. What in the world's going wrong? Link to myself. There we go. Now, I would like to save this. And then I will link this to myself. And then try that on. Because when I do it this way, it actually shows the default, the way the armor itself looks. Okay. Now, I would like to link this to myself. And click try on. There we go. And then I would like to link this to myself. And then click try on. Bam. And then finally, I would like to link this to myself. No, not like that. And try on. There we go. So this is what the Orison armor looks like for White Mage right now. That's what it would look like without glamour. So that's pretty neat. And let's see here. Oops, wrong link shell. Not yet. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't have the world's greatest internet, so my my streams kind of suffer because of that. I could maybe try to disable the buffer, but I'm not exactly sure what that's gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna see. I think I might have messed with some of the settings before. Let me see here. Am I not able to? Oh, whoops. Alright, let me see if I can fix this. There we go. There. Now you guys should be able to see a bit better, and be able to have less delay. If that helps. Just a friend of mine asking me if I've cleared Thor Danny X yet, and I haven't. Not yet. Alright, well that's cool. Although I did apply a buffer, so hopefully it will either look better or have less delay, one or the other. Yep, that's really neat when you get the chance to do that. Alrighty then. Heading out. Gonna go to the, let's see, what do I still need to do here? Okay, yeah, I still need to do my expert roulette and stuff. How am I doing on currency? Oh, okay. Well, the next dungeons are for law anyway. So I'm actually going to run the expert roulette here in just a moment. Actually, I need to be right back real quick, guys, because I'm going to use the restroom, and I'm going to see if I can get something to drink. I will be right back. What are you? And I am back. Sorry about that. And no problem, man. But here's the thing, too, though. If you wanted to, you could even glamour your character into their underwear if you really wanted to. That's what this armor right here is for. It's called the Emperor's New Robe. So if I were to equip that, it would look like this, which is pretty much what it looks like with no armor on at all. So, yeah. You could do that if you wanted to. Of course, I'm not, because that's that's a bit much for me. 'Tis a bit much. Now, let us go tackle the Kobold, or rather, the Sahagin beast tribes, shall we? I'm also going to throw myself into the duty roulette. Expert. And get on my fat chocobo. Yes. Hopefully, though, like I said, hopefully everyone's having a good day while I just muck about on 14 here. Alright. So, this, I'm actually capable right now of getting, like, with my poetics, I've got plenty of poetics. I'm almost capped on that, so I might actually be able to get the last of one or two of the items right now. And then my law will allow me to get 2 more of the items, and then I can get another item from the allied seals I have built up. But I can only get 1 that way. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how I can go about getting the last of the items that I need, because I'd love to be able to get that done today. I would absolutely love that. So, I guess if anything, we'll just have to wait and see. Phew, hopefully, hopefully I'm not boring you guys too much, though. I'm trying to make things interesting. I might run Alexander a few times to get an item that way, too. So, we'll see. We'll see where we'll see where I stand once I get my Beast Tribes and dailies done. Because after that, I'll be wide open to do whatever I need to do, I think. Maybe. Maybe, baby. I just hope I don't get any of the freaking Fate ones, but I know I will. And that's what sucks, man. Oh. I know I am, Dreamer. I know. But I gotta try not to be. That's why I'm like, wiggity biggity boogity boogity boo. Wait, what? Wiggity biggity boogity boo. Alright. I just wonder if Nilla's still around. Miss Strawberry Shortcakes. Or rather, what was it? Skittle Cakes. There we go. Yes, Skittle Cakes. Goodness me. I wish I could do interesting things. Well, then again, who am I to say what's interesting and what isn't? Sometimes doing exactly what I'm doing could be the most interesting thing to somebody. Like, you could watch someone do the hardcore raids all day long and lose interest, but then watch someone like me and go, ooh, someone's actually playing it casually. I'm interested, you know, that kind of thing. So who am I to really say what's interesting and what isn't, right? Was that Tiara Solari. Okay, then. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like, if I'm on my Titan horse, it's really annoying. Because I like listening to Titan's theme. And lo and behold, there's a Fate. Ah! I knew I was going to get one or the other. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it, Beavis. Oh, but the Fate's up. No, the Fate's up and it's almost dead. No. Maybe I can get credit if I can get there fast enough. Oh, please. Please. It's been at 83% for a while now. Move your ass, Sari. Get your butt up there, please. Oh, man. I just need to tag it and get credit. I need a silver at least. Oh, please. Let me go faster. Faster go, Sari. Am I gonna do enough to get a freaking silver at least? Come on. Please let me get silver and not bronze. Ah! Damn it! Arg. Well, we're camping for a while. No, you can't activate sprint on a mount, sadly. Fuck. That's great. That's great. Damn it. Oh, damn it. That super sucked. Well, I mean, I guess since we know that this fate won't be back up for a while, let's go do my other parts of the dailies at least. Hey, Skittles. Man, I swear, for the Beast Tribe fates, when you have to do the fates, you should have to just get participation credit. That's it. So bronze, silver, and gold, all three should work. Damn it. I'm so salty right now. Like, for real. I should have gotten the item I needed. If I would have gotten there just, like, a little faster, man, I could have maybe got it. Yeah, Dreamer is a bit of our resident pervert. Sorry about that, Skittles. Bugger off, you silly shelf claws. Okay, I need another one of those freaking turrets. I'm doing my Beast Tribe dailies, and I got one of the Fate ones. The Fate that I needed was already up. I tried to get to it in time. I made it. I tagged the boss. I hit it as hard as I could hit it in the short time that I had, and only got bronze, which doesn't count. Which kinda sucks. Silly Sahagin. I'm sure you have. Oh boy. Pharaoh Serious hard. Lovely. But at least we're at full power, so let's do this. Alright, let's see what our tank is packing here. Mostly strength, but that's alright. As long as they know how to use their cooldowns, everything will be fine. Let's just see how big they're going to try to pull, too. That's another thing. Alright. Pop that. Alright. Now, I want to swift cast. Clear stance holy. Arrow 3 during the stun. Turn off clear stance and heal the tank. Clear stance again. Spam stone 3. We will take out a single target. Yes, we shall. Yeah, I've seen that armor before. I actually have the Plague Doctor's coat from here. I do like the way that coat looks, but honestly, well, I kind of prefer cuter looks. So that's kind of what I went with Ceri's current robe or outfit attire, whatever. I'll use the right word eventually. What weapon is that? Deathbringer Awoken. Neat. Knights who say, nee! Nee! Okay, one more holy. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to heal the tank. My frame rate counter says this is 42 frames a second, but it feels like 60. And we landed on the pipe just fine. This boss at first gave me a lot of trouble until I learned the secret. Basically, the way this boss works is he will target he will target all four of us at one point, but he targets random people otherwise with tethers. These tethers, after a while, will scan their target, effectively spawning a form that the Gra can take of what it just scanned. So, like, if it targets a player, it will spawn a humanoid. And the humanoid will use Vorpal Blade and hit you with, like, vulnerability up and whatever. But you can take the tether to one of the animals outside of the arena, and it will become either the bird form or the spider form. And if you've played Final Fantasy XI and you played Chains of Amathia in Alteu, aka C, then you know these guys as the Gra Luminaries. Or, well, the Gra, rather. And welcome back, Dreamer. So, yeah, otherwise, this fight used to be really hard. Like, if you watched my day one stream when we went through all this stuff, you would have seen the hell that this first boss gave to us. If only we had realized that we could you pass the tether onto those things right there, oh man, this boss fight would have been thousands of % easier. Like, good God, man. I really wish I would have realized that when we first did this. But I had no flipping clue. To be fair, it was day one, though, so no information was out yet, and I just didn't realize. But also, too, we weren't the only group that was doing it that way when we first did this, either. It wasn't until, like, day 3 when we were doing the expert roulette that we saw someone actually pull the tether over there and go, oh, now it makes sense. Oh, that's a lot of AoEs lined at me. Yeah. Otherwise, though, this boss ain't so bad. Just dodge the stuff and do the thing. Odia! Speaking of Breath of Fire 3, I actually need to start uploading that to my channel as well. But I think I'll wait until after I'm done with Wild Arms 2 to actually post that. Where Wild Arms 2 is actually still ongoing. Breath of Fire 3, on the other hand, is actually done. It's fully streamed. It's on my main YouTube channel. All I gotta do is download and edit it. But, I don't know, people seem to want Breath of Fire, or, Wild Arms 2 more. That's why I kind of focused on that. Speaking of, I've got an episode of Wild Arms 2 that I need to get out tomorrow, too. So yeah, I got a bunch of stuff I need to start doing, man. I gotta get more consistent with my streams on my YouTube. I really do, because I mean technically it's my job, so I definitely need to get on the ball on that. Either that or find a freaking fallback plan. Whee! Blam goes the time bomb. Oh, okay then. Can't ever say I've seen this pull before. This one's new. And that Swift Cast was meant for Arrow 3. I mean, meant for Holy. I don't know why Arrow 3 ate it. I'm just not really the hangy outy type, man. I can talk to my friends every now and again and help when they need it, but I'm just not the type to sit there and just hang out. Not really. That's the thing. That's kind of how I've always been. Oh, crap. Well. There we go. No! Bullshit! Let me get the tank back up. I'm going to apologize to them in just a second. I'm going to tell them my cleric stance didn't want to turn off because of the lag spike. Sorry about that. Lagged at a bad time, and my cleric stance refused to turn off. There we go. All the same, though, despite that weirdness with the lag there, and cleric stance not wanting to turn off when it should have, I think I handled that pull pretty well. Well, that and Arrow 3 taking my Swift Cast when I clicked Holy after that. It should have been Swift Cast Holy into Arrow 3, but it just didn't work out that way because I lagged. Unfortunate. Huzzah. Honestly, though, I've never seen that pull before. Not that big of it anyway. I've seen people kill the doll and then pull everything else. Or not the doll, but the machine thing. Machine 8, or whatever the hell it's called. Alright, this boss is actually kind of weird. At some points, he will drill the floor, which will cause steam to come out of the floor, as you're about to see here. And the idea is we need to lure a slime over to the hole to patch up the hole by killing the slime. Also, too, he will summon batteries on occasion that'll attach to him that will cause him to randomly stun you if you hit him or something like that. I don't know the exact modifier for when he stuns you and when he doesn't. It seems random to me, considering I've been stunned by him without touching him at all. So I don't really know what causes the stun, but the point of the matter is, kill the batteries. So, yeah, it's certainly a thing to keep in mind. I'm just glad the DPS know what to do for a change. I can't tell you, man, how many times I've had to do this dungeon and I've had to be the one to pick up these slimes. But it looks like the summoner's got it. He's got it down, baby. I love it. See? He's got these batteries out now, and he will stun you with loose screw at times, and I don't really know how that... I don't know what happens to cause him to stun you. It seems, like I said, random to me. See, like, I've been stunned with him just passing through me like that before. I don't know what determines if it stuns you or not. I don't get it. I think it's if the lightning hits you, the path, the battery charge thing, I don't know. But it just, I get stunned at complete randomly. Random. Ether valve has ruptured. Oh, crap. Okay. Yes. Cure that. Divine Seal. Swift Cast. Medica 2. Anti-Tetragrammaton on the Summoner. There we go. Yeah, he has a move called Shocking Counter that's supposed to stun you if you hit him, but I've had times where it stunned me and I've never touched him before. So I don't know, I don't really know what constitutes it. Okay. Hey, bada bada. I always freaking panic, though, when I have Cleric Stance on when I need to drop a massive cure. Especially if I just turn Cleric Stance on, though, because Cleric Stance really gimps my heals. It's scary by how much. Kind of wish Cleric Stance would be reworked a little bit, but yeah. I guess we'll have to wait and see how they plan to do things. Oh yeah, Skittles? I'll have to check it out after I get out of the dungeon. Well, hang on. Now you can. Of course, I'll have to wait to look at it, though. Alrighty then. Got a grade 4 clear prism. Actually, that's a good thing. These are the clear prisms that I was talking about earlier. Yeah. You need those to actually craft the glamour crystals if you want to make them yourself. But of course, they do require a level 50 crafter, and you also have to be the crafter of the type of material that you want. So, like for my armor, I need Weaver, and it's based on the armor that you're glamoring into, not the type of glamour that you have. So, for example, if I wanted to glamour, let me find it here. Okay, yeah, like if I wanted to glamour this onto my white mage, I can't, by the way, because it's not something white mage can normally equip, but if I wanted to, it would require a leatherworker glamour prism. Instead, even though you'd think it'd be weaver because I'm glamoring over top of something that is weaver, but no. So, like, if I had a full plate mail on, let's say if I was on a tank and I wanted to glamour something over my armor, and it was metal armor that I had on, and I wanted to glamour something of cloth that required weaver to make normally, like the him and Kamise, I would need a grade 1 cloth crafter glamour prism, because it also depends on the item level of the item that you're wanting to glamour. So, like, if it's a level 50 item, but a level 160 item level, you would need a grade 4, because that is for level 121 to 160. And grade 5 is for 161 plus. It gets kind of complicated, but it's not too hard once you figure it out. So it's pretty cool like that. Pretty cool. Alright, this boss is kind of strange. I don't really know how to explain it, really. Just dodge the things and kill the remedy bombs, really. Kill the ads. That's pretty much it. This boss is the simplest one in the dungeon, if you ask me. Wish I could go into detail about its mechanics, but it's really hard to explain. For me, anyway. Although I will say this much, he does this one move called Big Burst that reduces your fire resistance, so it's not a very nice move to get hit by. Also, after we kill this form, once we kill this form, what'll happen is he will split into 6 bombs, which if you've played Final Fantasy IV, that should sound familiar, because this is Mom Bomb. And what'll happen then is once we kill those bombs, a blue version of Progenitrix called Progenitor will spawn, and that's when the fight really begins. See? Gotta kill the gray bombs. What? I gave you permission. What? Hang on, let me give you more permission. I didn't know there was a time limit either. I'm so sorry, Skittles. I had no idea. I'll look at that in just a second, though. I'm so sorry that happened, Skittles. That made me feel bad. See, this version of... well, yeah. I'll give you some suggestions once I actually get to see it, Vanilla. I get to play baseball. Hey, look, my melee's actually good for something for once. Yeah. At least in the realm of 14, anyhow. Bop. Bap. Bap. Bad bomb. Bad bomb. Bap. Yeah. Easy breezy. Okay. Huh? Yeah. I got a player commendation. I feel special. Okay. Oh, no! It just spawned, though, so I can get there. Move your ass, Sari. Also, this is another reason I prefer to play with a gamepad. I can keep the gamepad active even though I've got the screen off-clicked. Yay! I like that look, Vanilla, but I definitely would suggest something other than the Mikote bottoms, because something about that looks a bit weird to me. I will try to help you once I get the chance, though. I might be able to help you find something you might like. No, it's at 83% again! Frig. Move it, Sari. I do not want to miss this one again. Come on. Get up there. Okay, good. I should definitely be able to clear this one. Oh? Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm getting gold this time. As I should have gotten the last time. Arg. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yes. Perfect. I'm on a broom. I'm on a broom. Hey, all y'all people, I'm on a motherfucking broom. Ah. That. Jaegerbomb.com. Ba-da-dum, burp, ba-da, bum, bum, burp, burp, bram, bam, bam. Oh, I'm not ready for that yet. Plunder fire. Ugh. That's the way to do it. I'll let you do that in just a second, Skittles. There you go. Huh? Oh. Whoops. Sorry. And I messed up again. No, the skin cakes there. I'm so sorry. I told you I make typos. Oh, skill cakes. And then I get the S in the wrong spot, and it's like, oh my god. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Skill cakes. Skittles cake. Skittle cakes. There we go. Huh? Yes, I do think it's a motherfucking game. Give you 5 points for victory. I think my cat wants to play. She's sort of hunkering down and spazzing out and everything. Where am I? There I am. Okay, how am I looking on my currencies? Not too bad, actually. I need to do something with my esoterics, but I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Although I do wonder if, when they add the new tomestones, I do wonder if they're going to, get rid of the law tomes. My cat's being playful, guys. Alrighty then. So how is everyone's day today? My chocobo's pink! My chocobo's pink! It's like so pink and gorgeous. It's fabulous, honey! I don't know. What am I doing? What am I doing? I don't know. What are you doing? I don't know. I hope you're doing something and having a good day, because it's really cool if you have a really good day and are happy, because happiness is everyone's favorite goal to be achieved in life. Here. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Where are my manners? The hopping chocobo. It is a hopping chocobo. 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 Yay. Alright. I think Bago's behest is the one where I need to do making the rounds. Nope. Okay. Ah, damn it, I did get one of the fates. But it's not up yet. Full Metal Alchemist is, though. Okay. Broom. I hate getting fates. I still need to do the sylphs, and they'll probably give me what a bore. Let's hope not, because what a bore sucks. Really bad, it's the worst fate to get, you know, today. Bonk. Bap. Huzzah to that. Got another goblin over here. Might as well bash it while we wait for making the rounds. Bam, ba, ba, da, ba, ba, burp, burp, burp. Burp, 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 burp. I actually managed to spook a friend with this the other day. They thought they were being attacked when I was shooting at them. I was like, bam. Freaking terrorist theme is the awesome. Ow! You actually know who it was, too, though, Dreamer. It was Rob. Squish the priest. My Gobu had to sneeze. Oh! Yeah! Your fate's up! Well, it will be in a moment. Brr, 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 brr. Yep. It's because he just started out and he's like, oh man, I gotta run, something's firing at me, and I'm like, yeah, it's me. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, just an emote. He's like, oh, it was funny. Titan Electrum piece. And I still need to do the Sylph too. So hopefully that one won't take too long. I'm seriously hoping I don't get Waterboar. I really hope I don't get Waterboar. By the way, you like that glitch? I like that glitch. That's what you get when you ride in here on a mount that's way too big for the area. Alright. What? I cast there for a second. That was weird. I like how I got my chocobo again. My pink chocobo. My pink Cadillac bow. Cadillac bow. Yeah, I've had that happen before too. It was really weird. Only mine happened in the hinterlands. But I think mine was also caused by lag. Not all the collision had loaded yet. There we go. Hey, Garuda. Nice. Of course, the Fate music would get rid of the now fall. Thank you, Fate music. Thank you so much. Okie dokie then. Come on, Mr. Bobu. Okay, yes, indeed. Another Titan Cobalt piece. Alright. Before I actually go to the Sylph area, though, I do want to stop by my house real quick. Well, my free company house, I should say. And also, why am I running? I can use mounts here. Why don't I ever do that? Because I forget. That sprint lasted forever. Weaver Shallowtail, high quality. I mean, thanks. I'll definitely put that to good use. Not like I don't already have a fully melded one of those. Oh, that's dirt cheap now. This is the inside of my room. I like it a lot. Alright, well, let's get serious and go back to the... Get back down to brass tacks. Also, I think food's going to be ready soon. Oh yeah, mount. I like bouncing, apparently. Yes, this is the one I want to talk to. Leave the residential district. That'll take me to Old Gridania, just where I want it to be. Because then I can just turn around, talk to the ferry skipper again, and go to Sweet Bloom Pier. It's pretty cool, like that. So, Vanilla, did you like the inside of my room? Shiva! Yes, food is good. Definitely good. Alrighty then. Now, Boar Wars! I fucking knew it! Ah! No! Really? Ah! Damn it! This has not been my day in terms of the Beast Tribe dailies. Fucking hell. Pulling fangs, freaking removing the stain, and Boar Wars. Ugh. 3 freaking fates, man. Ugh. Lame as shit. And Boar Wars, like I said, man, it's one of the worst fates you can get because with my luck with the fate, I mean, it takes forever to spawn. I know Vel was out here one day for like 4 hours waiting for the damn thing to spawn, and it never did. And most I've had to wait like 2.5 hours. It's ridiculous. All the other fates at least take up to 45 minutes at most. This one? No. You're lucky when this one's up. Or maybe I'm just super unlucky that it's never up. I don't know. It's one or the other, I would say. Just figured I'd help out a little bit there. Oh, Breaking Dawn's up. Has his bush blade, but Boar Wars isn't. Midgard Stormer. Rawr. 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 Did I miss? There we go. I must have missed. Freaking Boar Wars. Boar Wars indeed. Ah! War has changed. No, I can't do it. I'm always afraid when I have a Fate one that I'll be doing like these other ones like I'm doing right now, and then the Fate will spawn while I'm away from it, and then it'll just get destroyed. It'll get shreked. I mean, that's usually my luck with these. That's why I usually go straight there. But given the ones that I had here, I felt like I could just do them real quick. And it looks like I am correct about that. Well. But yeah, people come up with really strange glamours. Not that I'm one to freaking say much. I've been glamored in bikinis before myself, so. Not really saying much there. Please be nice to me today, Boar Wars, please. I really do hope that it spawns, man. I really do. Like, right in the next couple of minutes. Oh, wow, that's a lot of stuff in that channel. Okay, then. Like someone else showed up for this.
Hey Serenia.
Oh God, hi.
Sorry. Watching is it Freddy U or Rocket Jump? They're doing a 24 parody.
I'm not sure on that. Oh, Boar Wars, Boar Wars. Why did it have to be Boar Wars? I hate Boar Wars so damn much because it takes forever to spawn. It really does. Like, holy shit, I hate Boar Wars.
Okay, trial. I still need to get my last strength ring.
I am curious what changes they're going to be bringing to tanks in 3.2, because I do know that they said that they want to reevaluate how tanks deal damage in 3.2, so...
Yeah, I've been thinking about are they gonna take away our full strength or our ability to go full strength and make it, or we're gonna be required to go full zip?
Now that I have no idea. I have a couple of theories myself. It's either going to be that instead of strength, you're going to be using your vitality to deal damage as well as have more HP, or they're going to add strength to the fending rings and stuff.
Sorry, Skittle Cakes, that I scared you.
Hey, you startled me too, so... That's...
I'm sorry, didn't mean to. Just all of a sudden heard your voice. I'm like, oh.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm happy I'm able to talk to you. Like, if no one else, there are only 5 people online on my FC, and all the people who I normally talk to are like either sick, or like I don't feel like it.
Yeah. It is indeed understandable.
And I know you do use Discord more than just a casual message. Like, my FC barely uses it.
Well, the only reason that I was using Discord at all is because my friend Velany, his Skype was on the fritz. Like, it would just randomly disconnect for a while there.
Mine did that too for a while.
Yeah, like we'd be in call and then suddenly it would just drop. And we found Discord and he never disconnected from Discord, so we started using that for a while. But finally we discovered the problem. The problem with Vel's setup was his network card driver, so that was really strange.
Okay, I did random trial and I spawn in and I see this gray circle with gold. I'm like, what? Final coil? No. But I see Fortin standing in front of me. I'm like, it's only Fortin. Yeah. So I spawned into Fortin normal mode.
Oh.
For a second I thought it was coil because the ground plate is about the same as most ground plates for coil.
It is
like,
similar,
what?
yeah.
Coil? Oh.
I still need to do Thor at NEX, but I just for some reason I haven't really bothered. I think that's partly to do with the fact that Thor at NEX is just not what I was hoping for. Because I straight up loved the story fight. I thought the story fight was so much fun. And then they give us Thor at NEX and it's just I don't find it that fun. In fact, it's way too hard for what I was expecting.
Well, of what I've heard, Mr. Happy 1227, for him he says some people say it's perfect, other people say it's too hard, but it depends from person to person. Of course, he's a hardcore raider.
Yeah, I've actually heard people say that in terms of difficulty, Thoradani X is actually harder than Alexander 1 and 2 Savage combined. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the easiest, 10 being the hardest, they rated Alexander turns 1 and 2 Savage, 2 and 3 respectively. So turn 1 was a 2 difficulty, turn 2 was a 3 difficulty. And then they rated Alexander Savage turn 3 a 7 on the difficulty, and then Alexander turn 4 a 6 on the difficulty. They rated Thoradani X 6 on the difficulty. So I'm sitting there thinking, what? Really?
Well, me and my FC did do Bismarck and Ravana X. Of course, it took a while for us to get through it, but we did do it eventually. I'm like, okay, what's next? Fort X? And he's like, no, that's way too hard for you guys.
Yeah, like, I can do the fight. I just need people. Because, like, every time I go into a learning party, they never can get past meteors. I've only ever been to meteors. Ever. And I can't seem to get past that. And it's not, it's
FC,
not
well,
really... Huh?
Currently my FC is doing Coil, and I've been in a few raid groups with them, and currently we're on T9, and it's more of a process of falling and, how do you say that, rinse and repeat till we know the fight, and we've gotten, I've gotten in with a party with my FC, and I've gotten Nel Van Darnus down to, what? Whoa, okay, just a sec. I got Nel Van Darnus? No, it's...
Nel Deus Darnus.
Yeah, I got Nel Deus Darnus down to 20%. But we had to quit, and they did it the evening after, but I had to go out with friends, and they completed it. So I'm this Friday we're doing it again, and I'll be in the third group to get it, I hope.
Cool. Yeah, I still need to actually clear turn 13 as well. I mostly want to do it for the story, but that's also why I haven't bothered.
That's the problem. My FCs are relaxed. Like they're focusing on Coil because that's been out, because most of us out gear that at the moment. But
are you guys doing it synced or unsynced? I would assume unsynced.
Unsynced.
That's what I
So
figured.
it's super easy. God. Okay, so I'm doing Fort, and we've gotten Fortin down to 1%, and then he did his 12 thingy. He called upon his 12 knights. He's down to 1% health.
Oh, and he enraged. Oh.
No, he didn't enrage. He just did his normal mechanic where he gets all his 12s with the
he did
other knights.
Again.
No, he hasn't yet.
Hmm?
We're fighting the 12 knights.
Oh, you mean you're fighting him right now? Okay.
Yeah, but his health is down to 1%, and now we're doing the knights. So I think he's somewhere scared shitless at the moment. I can't see him anywhere. I think he's hiding. Like crap. These guys are strong.
Yeah, well, I think the reason I don't like Thoradani X, by the way, is because of how quickly he goes into the whole ultimate end thing. I don't like the fact that he goes straight into that just about it. Because to me, that's what made the fight fun initially. Because it's like, you take him down to where he's like 20% HP in the normal fight, and then he goes into that. He uses everything. He goes all out. He does ultimate end, and you have to fend off the 12 knights 1 by 1 or 2 by 2 or whatever. And then you survive that, and then he's like, crap, I've used all my power, and then he starts flailing willy-nilly. That was fun. Like, then here comes EX, and it's just brutal. It doesn't feel fun. Yeah, I've heard people say it's fun. Sure, fun for them. But I think it's not so much fun as much as it is exhilarating. Because the story mode fight is fun. Ultima Hard is fun. Not, they're exhilarating too, but they're fun to do. The mechanics were fun, and they felt fair. They felt manageable. Even for, like, casual players or whatever. I mean, the only major trick that Ultima Hard had was that at the time, it basically required the tank LB. Which is why a lot of groups were failing it, because they didn't know that. And, but it was still casual friendly, right? Whereas Thoradani X, on the other hand, it's just not what I was hoping for. Not at all. It's way too hardcore.
You can compare it as Fortin normal is the Knights of the Round Table in Final Fantasy VII when you're leveling, and Fortin X is Cloud with level 99, his ultimate weapon doing the Knights of the Round Table times 4 on you.
Pretty much.
It annihilates you. Which I did to kill Sephiroth when I replayed Final Fantasy and Leo was there. And I think I speed killed him. Like, I got Sephiroth down before he even could do his meteor attack on us.
Yeah, I've managed to kill him before Supernova once before, too.
No, really, he went down like a common enemy. Like, I just hammered him. Well, I did have the Master Materia, Master Summon, and Master Command.
Let's just put it like this. There's a reason why when I play Final Fantasy VII, I really don't use my super strong attacks against Sephiroth unless it's like Omni Slash, Satellite Beam, and so on and so forth. Because I don't spam Knights of the Round against him, because there's no fun in that. At least not for me. I use those. I save Knights of the Round specifically for Ruby Weapon, pretty much.
I did have cheat mode on. Like if you play on PlayStation, if you press the analog sticks down, left is ×3 speed, which just speeds up the game. Right gives you infinite limit breaks and a mad regen, which you can still die with. And if you press both down at the same time, you get no combat.
Yeah.
So I just hammered through the game in a few days.
I don't know if I like that, though. I don't like the fact that they're integrated into the controller. I almost feel like you should have had to open up a menu to turn those on.
Well, you still get trophies, so don't mind.
Well,
I got to kill all 3 weapons.
Yeah, but that's not my point. Like, it's annoying because you might accidentally turn one of those on and be like, well, shit, you know.
But it doesn't hinder you, or it doesn't punish you for it. You'll still get your trophies, you still get all your gear, you still get all your guild for it. It's just if you feel like, oh crap, I'm about to get wiped, you still have that. You have the oh shit button.
Oh yeah.
Crap.
Well, here's the thing though. You can pretty much break the game, at least on disc 1, if you get Eris Great Gospel. Because that means you can just spam Great Gospel and never die.
You don't have to. There's an insane regen.
Right, but you can still die with the regen, but with Great Gospel, you're hollow. You can't be touched by anything.
Well,
you are invincible.
Well, it even pulled off Kadaj in the movie. That was Great Gospel she used for Cloud's, what was the disease called again? Geostigma. The heal is Geostigma.
Well,
me and Leo had actually a really interesting conversation. So I did the story until, by the way, for everyone in the chat, spoiler alert, where Cloud falls into the live stream and Kifa helps him remember who he is, and you see who Zack is. So, and then after doing that, I went to the Nibelheim mansion to get the final cutscene with Zack, so Cloud's final memory with Zack. And then I went to Gungaga, which is excuse me, which is Zack's hometown.
Yep.
And there are 2 people there who say that are his parents. Now Leon said that Zack told that his parents died, but I can't remember that. So me and Leo were having it. And so me and Leo were having the discussion of, one, Cloud is just playing mute, which is kind of mean. He knows what happened to their son, and he just, I don't know, he's just being silent. 2, there's pies. Cloud knows this and just knows to shut up or freak. Which we were like having a whole discussion about that. Like, why isn't Cloud saying anything? Or it's a continuity error, and Square Enix forgot to put that in.
I don't know. All I know is this is exactly why I hate Boar Wars, guys. This is exactly why I hate it.
Oh.
Like, here's the thing. You guys saw that I got you know, with removing the stain, when I did Watch Your Tongue earlier, you noticed that fate popped just before I went into my duty. Then I go into my duty, and then I get out about 20 minutes later, and there it was again. Okay, this fate right here, I don't think I've ever had a moment outside of it randomly spawning just as I got here, which happened all of once the entire time I've been doing these, that I've had to wait over 30 minutes. I end up usually waiting 45 minutes to an hour plus for this stupid fate. I hate this fate so much.
I didn't even do my relic, to be honest. Too much grinding and fate grinding, and I hate fate grinding. Plus, too many people jump onto it at once, which makes it barely possible to actually do the fate properly.
Well, thankfully for me, I was able to skip the fate cycle both times, but the beast tribes are making me make up for that. Arg. Freaking... See, because what I've been doing to get my unidentifiable items for my anima weapon is I've been using a mix of beast tribes and dailies. I haven't really farmed Alexander much at all. So... Come on, Boar Wars.
I'd rather wait for the new weapon and hope you can upgrade it with the new sand or twine or whatever, than do my relic.
That's what a lot of people are saying, but me personally, even though I feel sort of similar, the relic is like, I've got nothing better to do, might as well.
Oh, I still have my strength gear to go, I still have one ring, I'm leveling armor smith.
Though, admittedly, I am kind of curious how the materia system is going to change come 3.2. Because before they're adding materia to raid and tome gear, that's got me sort of on edge.
Yeah, me too. Is that gonna mean people are gonna become even more elitist asses and like, oh, you don't have materia, bye.
That's exactly what I'm afraid of, yeah. Or they'll be like, oh my god, you don't have best in slot materia, bye. Or things like that. But even then, it's not even that. Like, I don't care about that. That's not the part that bothers me, believe it or not. The part that bothers me is actually affixing the materia, because that's going to require level 60 crafters. Not only is it going to require level 60 crafters, but you got to deal with over-melding. I mean, if you like having 8% success rate, by all means, but I, for one, hate that shit. Especially when you got to do it. It's basically 8% times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You'd have to do that 12 different times. 13 if you're a paladin. Have fun!
Oh, God. You sound like the guy from, what is it, lore videos. He also said, have fun at the end. Yeah. Like, even in low-level dungeons, I've had a lot of assholes.
Oh,
Excuse my language. I was tabbing out to change music, or I was like playing music on the background, I had to tab out, and the guy was being like complete ass, like, oh, the tank's too slow, I'm gonna start pulling. We're like, dude, calm down, it's just a dungeon. Kick me if you want, you have to wait 15 minutes. He's being the biggest douche ever.
Yep, been there, done that, and I'm not a tank.
So, luckily I had 2 FC mates with me, so that's 3 against 1. We kicked them out, I'm like, okay. No, I think we just pushed through with him. Yeah, we pushed through. So, I've just picked up the pace.
I'll tell you one thing, if I was a scenario where I had majority vote on that regard, and I had someone doing that, like, normally I'm against this completely, because you're there to do your job, so do your damn job. However, if you have someone that antsy and they really want you to kick them, it's like, dude, let me check, you know, here's a reality check for you. 1, you use the duty finder, okay? That means you have no say over how this party is ran. Number 2, okay? It's the duty finder yet again. Expect this and don't complain. Now, here's the thing. You want us to kick you? No. How about you deal with a 30-minute penalty? Because what we're all three going to do is we're going to sit back and do nothing. Have fun.
I did the same thing. I was like talking to a friend. I'm like, let him die. I was saying this in the chat so you could see it. I'm like, let him. He pulled. I'm like, let him die, and he was a healer.
Ugh. That's one thing I can't do. I can't let someone die. So like if they pull,
Same.
I'm obligated to heal them, even if that means I die with them. It's just how I am.
I pulled. I think after a few minutes of letting him suffer, I pulled. I'm like, okay, fine.
But yeah,
I'll
I really
help you.
dislike it when people do that. Now, here's the thing. I would never do that if I was in a scenario where I'm the lone man out. So that means, here's the thing. When I go into the duty finder, I don't complain if I go in alone. I've got no grounds to complain. I used the duty finder. I'm alone. There's no one in my corner but me. So if you want to do a speed run, have at it. You want to be a bitch, have at it. I can't do anything about it. Worst they're gonna do is just kick me out or whatever. And if that's what they want to do, so be it. I'll just get another queue. No problem.
The best one, I'll never forget this. I have a bard, and she's a good friend of mine, and she got kicked out of a party because her bard DPS wasn't high enough.
That's not a valid reason to kick. She should have.
Yeah,
She could have reported.
complained to Square Enix.
Yeah,
So I think
yeah. She should definitely. She did the right thing because that means that group was abusing the vote kick system, and that's not permitted. The only reason to vote kick, the only valid reasons rather, is if someone disconnected and they're offline. If they're actually harassing, like, oh my god, noob, you suck, la 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 la, get wrecked, lol lol lol, your mother, blah la 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 la. Yeah, kick them if they're being a troll like that. Or if they're cheating, like you see them blatantly cheating, like they're hacking and using motion hacks and all that other stuff. Or if they're just simply AFK. Huh?
I haven't seen much hackers in game.
I've seen plenty.
Gold sellers. God, and the gold sellers really go at it sometimes.
Well, I actually had a dungeon once before where I actually did have a tank that was definitely botting. Because he sucked. Like, he would run in, pull things, and then the moment he took any damage, he would try to run away so he could use, like, potions to heal or whatever. And he wasn't using flash. It was, like, one of the worst experiences I've ever had. I think his name was, like, Ricky something. Ricky AI, Ricky something. It was a two-letter last name, I just don't remember what the hell it was.
Rick Ashley?
No, it was like Ricky
Ricky
Am, Ricky Ad, Ricky Az. I think that was it. Ricky Az, A-S. I think that's what it was.
I think that's the shortness for Rick Astley, and like, you got trolled, bitch.
Most likely, yeah. But we ended up kicking this guy out after a while.
Someone actually accused me for being a bot once. Even I was even talking in the chat and still going, "Oh, you're botting." Like, dude, I'm talking to you. You're talking to a person. Need more proof? Do you need a freaking selfie?
Yeah, exactly. Wow, this bot's really advanced.
These are not the droids you're looking for. God, I've been doing movie quotes way too much.
Yeah.
There is that someone who left my FC and I was like, made ever the odds be in your favor. Yeah, I quoted the Hunger Games. And I had someone else was like, oh, I won't be logging in for a while, I'm having money issues. I was thinking to say like, may the force be with you.
I hate this
Live
fate,
long
I hate this fate, I hate this fate, I hate this fate, I hate this fate. And the worst part is I can't go AFK because the moment that I do, it'll spawn. That's how these freaking fates work.
I'm doing my favorite dungeon, the Fractum Continuum.
Yeah, I like the Fractal. I like that a lot.
I like it more than Never Reap. Because I've had a lot of speedrunners in Never Reap.
Well, I've got a lot of speedrunners in Fractal as well, but I don't know, man.
It's less, and they push. I have like a feeling if you do Never Reap, people push more.
Breaking Dawn has spawned twice in the time that this fate's been trying to spawn. That's bad.
I think that's a reference to Breaking Bad, Breaking Dawn.
I'm not sure on that one. And the worst part is I'm hungry, and I know food's probably done, but I can't go AFK until this freaking fate spawns. Because here's the thing. I go AFK, fate will spawn.
The fate spawn.
Uh-huh. and I'll miss it.
You
Great.
need a fate bot or something.
I don't want to get banned. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, neither do I.
Come on, Boar Wars. Jesus Christ.
Have you seen the Titus laugh in Big Bang Theory? Really? They do the Titus laugh in Big Bang Theory? God, I don't want to hear that.
That'd be amusing.
Especially if it's Sheldon.
Probably would be Sheldon. He seems like the one that would do that.
I don't know what fit his character. He looks like a Final Fantasy player. And the awkward role player as well.
Amusingly enough, I actually watched the movie called Home a few days ago, and the actor for Sheldon is actually the voice of the alien in that movie.
Yeah, I think it was.
It was.
Man watching. I recently, I'm an anime fanatic, but I watched Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and one of the voice actors is named Vic. Now,
Mignogna.
there's a scene in Fullmetal Alchemist, in where Wenry, a girl character, calls out to Alphonse and Ed that they're eating stew tonight, and in normal series, the reaction is like, yeah, okay. But I recently saw a convention with Vic, and he was talking like, oh yeah, there's a blooper, and where the person who voiced Alphonse, instead of doing her normal lines, just yelled, "Fuck yeah!" which made him laugh so hard. He said I had to do the thing like 20 times before I got it. Every time that scene came, that just popped back in his head. Oh, and about the thing I said about the guy snowboarding, apparently it's been on the news and all. That guy doing it.
Wow.
He's a YouTuber who just said like, oh, if it snows, I'm gonna go snowboarding, and he got the chance to do it.
Wow.
Best thing is it's set to the song New York, New York. Like a remix is really cool.
Cute.
Dum dum da da dum. New York. If I get out of this dungeon, I may post a link on Discord for you. Really funny to see.
No,
He
it's
did a
alright,
few
man.
cool videos.
I just want this fate to spawn. Damn it.
Oh, I could tease you and I start talking about food.
Let's not and say we did.
Wow, might I mend this at 600 damage? Nice. I'm starting to get bored in game. I recently did Sasatasha, Copper Bell, and Tamtara with no gear on. Just my level 30 sword.
I've done that before.
I'm like, I'm bored. I wonder if I could do that.
Yeah, I did that with Sastasha normal the other day. The only thing I had on was my weapon. Alright, Skittles, thanks for stopping by, man.
Hi, Skittles! I was wearing my Makote outfit, my class stone, and my sword. I'm like, gotta be possible. My favorite one to My favorite dungeon to solo is Armvale.
I hate that dungeon.
The solo is fun because that second boss, which is so punishing, is now a cakewalk.
Yeah. The entire dungeon's pathetic when you're actually able to go in there at level 50. Or 60, for that matter. But what sucks about Orm Vale is if you're doing it normal, the highest cap you can go in there at is 49. Just on the cusp of your best moves. And not only that, but it is disproportionately hard for the level that it is. Like, oh my god, Orm Vale, they didn't balance it very well at all. Because here's the thing. Back in 1.0, Orm Vale was a level 50 dungeon that was an 8-man dungeon. But it was even harder in 1.0.
Wow.
Like, yeah. I don't know. I never made it past the bosses. I couldn't get past the first room. It's so damn hard. Because basically, Orm Vale, the way that it worked back in 1.0, is as soon as you go in there, that gold lung is already affecting you. And then if you step into those pools, it's even worse. It multiplies the damage by like 4 or something like that. Not only that, but you have the frogs constantly trying to pull you into the freaking sludge, always. So pretty much if you touch the sludge at all, it was pretty much guaranteed you were dead. And white mages had to spam Stone Skin because you just couldn't heal fast enough to deal with all the poison damage that was going around. You basically had to use, I think we had Medica too back then, but I think it was called Kiraga at the time. I don't remember fully. But I know we had an AoE regen. We also had an AoE Stone Skin that we could do. And what you had to do is you had to run through all the way to this one, like, safe zone. It was an area that you can't access anymore in Orm Vale, I don't think, because it was, you know, the where the first boss room is now? There was actually a cave off to the right of that, just before that gate, that you could go down that the fumes couldn't reach, and there was, like, Marlboro fruits in there that you had to eat that would make you temporarily immune to the gold lung. Not the sludge, but the gold lung. And everyone had to eat at least one. And then you go to the first boss. But I never could get past that first boss, because Jesus Christ, that dungeon was so dumb. Hell, even Darkhold was harder back in 1.0, but it wasn't as bad as as Orm Vale. Darkhold was at least manageable. But likewise, it was still an 8-man raid.
Talking about 1.0, I recently had like people of my FC going like, man, I would love to play see the story of 1.0. I was like thinking, what if they did time travel would be kind of insane in the story, but what if we could do time travel and get to meet characters like Louis Soir and all before he died and he went into Coil and stuff?
That would be cool. But likewise, I've been hearing rumors that players have figured out how to set up private servers for 1.0 now. So I've been seeing...
there's one. Is it the 6th Umbral or something named? And
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, but it isn't finished. Like, there's no NPCs. Stuff is broken. You can't make your own character and stuff. It works, but it's at best a prototype.
Yeah, the reason I know about it, though, is because on YouTube there is an unreleased Titan cutscene from 1.0, and that was really cool to see. They got it from the private server.
Yeah. Well, like, do Final Fantasy A Realm Reborn, even Heaven's Birth, but give us the story of 1.0. Like, send us back to that time and let the new players see Balmung fall.
That could be cool.
Because then those people also experience that and know what happened and know who Louis Soir Levailleur is. And what he means to the character, what he means to Alphino and Alice.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Alphino and Alice were not in 1.0.
No, but he is their grandfather. And
indeed,
even to Minfilia, you see that she still remembers him and talks a lot about him throughout the story, but I know who he is because I have the special edition with the discs and stories, and I've googled everything like a million times, but people who don't do that won't know who that is.
Well, apparently, that little, like in 1.0, if you do the Ul'Dan opening cutscene, that little girl that almost gets crushed by the Gobu is apparently Minfilia. So that's
Yeah, she grows up, or she's in the other ones as well. And if
nah,
you
she
pick
wasn't in the other one. She was only in the Uldan one as that little girl.
And I believe if you pick the Gerdanian one, you get helped by Pablomo.
Papalimoni.
Yeah, and there's a cutscene right after that something, their ship crashed and the rest was crushed, and you see Pablomo faint, and like you see him like just fall backwards. It's super funny.
Well, that's also because they were so afraid of incurring the 12 wrath, or yeah, the wrath of the 12 wood, the wood wrath, wood sim, something like that. Anyway, and also if you did the Limsa Lominson one, I think you got helped by Ishtola.
Yeah, there's no talk about Thancred, I think. Much in
Thancred was in
1.0.
with Minfilia.
Or what? No, the other one. The guy that always talks in riddles and then poets.
Oh, you're talking about Urion J.
J.
Urion J.
I think he is.
He is in 1.0, but he wasn't one of the Scions yet. He was the one that would sometimes randomly pop up in like camps and stuff, and he would be like, "There is a storm coming. You know, the end of the 7th astral era draws nigh." That kind of stuff. He was that guy. He was the soothsayer.
Oh, he was the cuckoo or whatever you call it. Those guys standing on the end of the street of the end is coming.
Yeah, the soothsayer, the doom shouter or whatever they call him.
Well, he was right. I would love to have been there when that happened. I've seen videos of people who recorded the end of this Final Fantasy of 1.0, of them standing in Mordona, and you can hear the music starting to play. Answer, which is a theme that plays in End of an Era trailer.
Yeah, but it was distorted. It was just echoing.
Well, you could hear text now and again. You could
Yeah.
hear the music like faintly in the background.
Yeah, it was really creepy and surreal. Cause when 1.0 was pay to play, I did play as long as I could, but there was one point in time where I couldn't play it anymore, and so I had to let my subscription fall off. And they made it free after the final update for your character. Like, there was this one day where they're like, okay, anything beyond this point doesn't count. It won't be carried over. But then that point in time was also free to play. It was for players to be able to come back and see the end of an era. And when I came back, they also did this really weird thing where, since it didn't count anyway, if you checked your bed upon logging in, you could get a random relic weapon just by checking the bed. And I ended up getting all the job's relic weapons that way during 1.0. Of course, they didn't carry over, obviously, because that was...
Oh, didn't you get a legacy character? Or didn't your character get legacy status?
All mine did, yeah. Well, all my ones from 1.0 anyway. Anyone that I made now doesn't, but yeah, like if you look at the stream, you can see Sari has the legacy mark right then and there. You know.
That would be cool to have, like the legacy. Like a 2-point, like a certain point if you have a subscription buff, that if your subscription...
Yeah, I got legacy on that status.
Yeah, I wish they did that. Like, if you have a veteran's reward above that mark, you get a tattoo. A different one than the veteran's one, but just to show that you've been in the game for that long, that you're a seasoned adventurer.
Yeah, maybe, but at the same time, I could see that causing problems with players that already have the legacy mark.
Well, it would be a different tattoo. Or
well,
a
I know
different
that,
mark.
but... No, I get that, but they'd have to put it in a different spot. They couldn't use the spot where the legacy mark is, because if they did that, it might cause a glitch or a problem with the players like me who actually do have the legacy mark on some of their characters.
It's on your neck? Back of the neck?
Mm-hmm.
Put it on the side of your neck? Just start tattooing your whole neck and body. By the time the game ends, your character is just one and all tattoo.
Now, here's the thing. I also have this. And if you notice...
I'm not watching the stream, just a sec. Tabbed out.
And if you notice, the Legacy Chocobo also has the mark on its nose. Supposedly, this is my personal Chocobo from 1.0. So this would be the original Tranquil in my case.
I've been thinking like, okay, I do some story writing now and again, but it's been ages. But for I think I calculated that every patch is a year in game. So 7 patches, 7 years. My character's aged 7 years throughout the game, with 3.2 being his 8th year in game. That makes him 26 years old.
Well,
Just
I don't
cool.
really know how time progresses in this game. I do know that from 1.0 to A Realm Reborn was 5 years, and then throughout the story of A Realm Reborn, it probably was about a year total. And
I think
from what
people
I
said
understand,
one
with
year per patch.
huh?
I think I read somewhere someone calculated it using the time in game compared to with the days. They used the in game time, and they said per patch or per that much time, a year has passed, and I just assumed per patch being a year. So 5 patches, 5 years. I used that. I used that system.
Well, I mean, maybe, but really, um, it doesn't really matter to me because, well, our characters don't really age.
Well, and in my case, in my story, I'm immortal. I traveled to the void and found a weird being that is teaching me the dark arts and gave me immortality.
I didn't realize that the Legacy Chocobo, its mane actually freaking clips into my chest. That's kind of weird.
That's kind of painful. Ugh.
Yeah, it's neither here nor there.
But
God.
what was really funny in a recent live letter, they were showing the cloud bike. And like I remember them saying like, oh, we're not gonna put it in game, but
Yeah.
they had animated it. They did put it in game to show to us. So if they put that much dedication into
They.
just showing that
Yes!
bike,
But apparently that was supposedly just a joke.
yeah, but why put so much work into animation, making sure everything's correctly everything works, and putting it in game just to joke and show it to people?
Dude, I don't know. I think we're going to be getting it. I think they said, I think we will be getting it, but I think they said they were just trying to say that it was just a joke to throw us off. If anything, that'll be a promotional thing when Final Fantasy VII Remake drops. Guaranteed.
Yeah. Or a cash
Veteran
shop
reward.
item.
Or, yeah, a cash shop. I didn't even think of it that way, yeah.
But I do like the rewards in game and references and nods to the other Final Fantasy games, like the Wild Rose armor. I can't remember from what Final Fantasy that is,
2.
but yeah, but it's cool to see. And the onion armor.
The only armor is Final Fantasy 3.
It's cool to see the I have the Balmung sword, and I think it's also from a few Final Fantasy games.
I thought it was from a lot more, but apparently the Balmung Balmung apparently first appeared in Final Fantasy 11. Since then, I think it's been in 11, and I know it's been in 14. I think it might have been in 12, but apparently its first appearance, to my knowledge, was 11. And I could have sworn Balmung's been in the game before.
There's a few other like weapons and nods to other Final Fantasy games. It's just so cool. But like,
Yeah.
I wish they could see the crossover events be there forever. Like, let Lightning be there. So if people want to meet Lightning even after,
Well,
for
I don't really think that they could do that, but at least have it to where that event pops up every now and again.
yeah, so people can meet. I forgot her name. The Lalafell from 11.
Shantoto.
Yeah, people can meet Shantoto. People can meet the girl from 11. I really forgot all those names.
Iroha.
Yeah, people can meet Aroha. It's add it to the story or make it something that happens.
Well, to be
Like,
fair, Iroha could be used again in 14. She very well could be. Because if you recall correctly, at the end of the Maiden's Rhapsody, she didn't actually go back to Vanadil as what everyone expected. So what they're thinking is if Samurai is released in the next expansion, they're thinking Iroha, or at least the version of Iroha that managed to be sucked into Eorzea, is going to be the NPC for that. And that would be really cool.
If I read this story correctly, didn't Iroha say that 11 Vanadil is the same world as 14, but just years before?
Not that I know of, no. She did say that the lands are very similar. More than anything, I think it's from a different dimension. I think that's how that works. Because with Shantoto, it was a different dimension. She did state that she was experimenting with dimensional travel magic, which is how Shantoto got here. For Iroha, she was just absorbed. She found herself here after talking with your character, aka the Master, and she was trying to I think she said she was trying to go back in time to fix whatever happened. Which is how Rhapsody's, Maiden's Rhapsody actually started back in 11. All the same, she was basically pulled there, and she was trying to find her way back, but she had no memory of what was going on until further throughout the crossover event. However, once the crossover event ended, the story ended, it was revealed that Iroha cannot go back to Vanadil, at least not that version. However, as we find out through the Rhapsody of a Maiden, in Rhapsodies of Vanadil, it is possible to have multiple timelines. So effectively, what could effectively happen is the Iroha that wound up in Eorzea is one from an alternate timeline with which she was not able to go back in time and save the world. Therefore, Vanadil was destroyed in her timeline. Therefore, she has no home to go back to. Meanwhile, in another timeline, Iroha did make it back to the Vanadil of the past, and thus managed to... Yeah, so it's very possible that there is now two Irohas, because it is speculated, because of the way that the crossover event ended in 14, that she's still in Eorzea, and thus if Samurai is ever released, she will be the ensuing NPC. That's just a theory that a lot of people seem to have.
Really cool crossover? Hey, Dreamer. Well, really cool crossover that it's eventually revealed that... was it Iroha, her name?
The one from the Rhapsodies of Vanadil? Yeah.
Yeah, the red one. With the red samurai.
Yeah, Iroha.
That it's revealed that she did go back in time, but just too far back in time. That Eorzea is just a young Vanadil. Everything that's happening, that would be so cool.
Well, I don't know if I would agree to that, but at the same time, we already know that it is an alternate dimension because of Shantoto. However, they could be coexisting along the same timeline, however. But the thing is, like, Final Fantasy XIV appears to be a nexus point. Final Fantasy XIV seems to be what Dissidia is, only 14 is actually canon. So, in other words, that's why we have the Crystal Tower. That's why we have, the Warrior of Light armor. That's why we have the Onion Knight armor. That's why we have the, Cloud's armor, Lightning's armor, fucking, Cloud's armor. That's why we have all these things, because in Shantoto, the wind-up Shantoto, the only things we don't really have stuff from is Final Fantasy Wind-Up Cain and the Baron crap. We don't have anything from Final Fantasy 5. Yeah, no, we don't have anything from 5.
We don't have anything from 9 yet. 9's coming soon, but we don't have anything currently.
Yeah, well, we don't have anything.
And 8.
No, we do have things from 8, actually.
Really?
Diablos, yeah.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, Diablos is original. He originated in 8.
Isn't he the nightmare boss from?
Yeah, the demon. He's the one that uses Ruinous Omen.
Oh God, it's scary as hell.
Yeah, like I said, Diablos. He got his origin in Final Fantasy 8. We don't have anything from 10, not yet.
9's coming. I know they showed that Zidane's outfit's next for the Veterans Reward.
Yeah. Though, the thing is, what's funny is 9 doesn't actually have anything that's properly 9's other than the characters. Because 9 was...
No, Alexander's from different...
Yeah, Alexander was from different Final Fantasies. I believe the first iteration of Alexander, I want to think was actually Final Fantasy 6, but I could be mistaken.
I know something that from 9 they could put into 14. Osmo.
We already have Atomos, if that's what you're talking about.
Really? Where?
Atomos appears in Crystal Tower.
Ooh, Jesus, he was a hard ass boss to kill. Osmos. That was that weird bouncy ball
Osmos
thing,
wasn't
right?
an entity. Osmos was a spell.
Yeah, that's that purple bouncy ball thingy.
No.
Purple, yellow. I'm thinking
You're
what else? Oh
Are you
God,
talking
please
about
don't
Typhon
put.
from 6?
No, I'm talking about 9. That optional. There was an optional
Ozma!
super boss. Yes.
Ozma! Okay.
That ball that just eliminates you if you're way too under spell.
What's funny is I remember beating Ozma before. I never did know. I never did do the friendly critters thing, and I totally managed to beat Ozma at level 73 with all my characters. I used Zidane, or in my case Riley, Steiner, Vivi, or in this case Makujan, and Dagger. So yeah.
I've said this a few times in my FC, but they don't respond. I don't know if they know who that is, but I'm been saying like full Steiner armor with sound effects for the tanks. You would be able to hear your tank coming from miles.
Yeah.
Just
Really.
the clinking of his armor.
Yes. Anyway, though, guys, I will be right back. Food is ready, so I will be AFK for just a moment. I will be back momentarily.
Okay.
Yoink. BRB. I'm back.
I've been thinking like, from what could they still put in the game from other Final Fantasies, like Blitzball. I know a few people like said like, dude, I want Blitzball in Final Fantasy 14.
That'd be weird.
Or Waka's fighting style.
Yeah, really. I would actually more prefer to have snowboarding from 7.
That would be also cool, but try explaining like snowboarding in 14. That would be
I
kind
don't
of
remember
cool.
Alexander being in 5. Dreamer?
Neither do I. I've never played it. Oh god, the Magitech armor and Terra's theme is amazing just to listen to. Well, what else he could put in from Final Fantasy 9 is the ship, the Invincible. Wait, isn't that already in the game? Or something that's similar?
If it is, I don't know.
Would be cool. That was a cool ship.
Sorry guys, I'm just eating at the moment. We'll get busy in just a moment.
Bon appetit. Or in Dutch, smakelijk. But Final Fantasy is an amazing game series.
Oh yeah, that is right.
God, hearing you eat is making me hungry. Oh.
Shall I mute my mic?
No, it's making me hungry. Making me peckish.
Oh.
And I've already eaten, so that's bad.
I'm sorry if my eating is a little too loud though, guys.
Okay, I guess my shit's voice activated right now. I don't know why, but it is.
Hey there.
Hello.
I keep mine voice activated personally. I prefer it that way.
Yeah,
But,
mine too.
Yeah, no, Alexander was the first name of King Tycoon.
Yep, I remember that now.
Alexander Tycoon.
King Tycoon in Final Fantasy V.
Yep.
Like I said, I was talking about different Final Fantasy stuff. If they put Blitzball in from 10.
Would be intriguing.
Just the dome and just a giant sphere in the middle of the golden saucer. You can just play Blitzball.
If I recall correctly, the first iteration of Omega Weapon was Final Fantasy V. Ultima could be attributed back to Final Fantasy 1, considering there was the secret enemy called War Machine that you could basically say is Ultima Weapon. But I do believe Omega was
the prototype.
I'm pretty sure Omega had his first debut in Final Fantasy V, though. Same with Shinryu, actually.
Omega Weapon.
Talking about weapons, wouldn't it be cool if they put Ruby, Emerald, and what was the third one again? Diamond? No.
Diamond was one of the weapons in 7.
Yeah, but
as far as like Omega Weapon it started in 6, but Omega itself as a machine only was 5. Yeah.
Actually, technically, Omega Weapon wasn't in 6. That was only added in 6 Advance. Because
6 Advance, right?
The quote-unquote Omega Weapon there was actually just called Atma.
Yep. Atma Weapon.
which was a souped-up Ultima weapon, or in this case, Atma weapon.
Shut up, robot. Now, but wouldn't it be cool if they put the different emerald, diamond, which one was it?
Sapphire
Diamond?
weapon and all them.
Yeah, they put those in the game as optional super bosses.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII. That would be awesome to have weapons roaming the planet, and you had to go kill them. Kind of like how haunts are, but,
good idea for the next
instead of it being like a fate or whatever, if let's say for instance you didn't stop the weapons, you would have collateral damage happening to the towns.
That could be
Like
interesting.
let's say for instance,
that would make it a requirement.
emerald weapon fucking goes after Gridania, Sapphire weapon would go after Limsa.
But if they did that, though, they'd have to make it not super hard.
Yeah, you can make it like a besieged.
Make Ruby go after Ul'dah. In the original, Ruby was also a sand.
Yeah,
ball.
actually, yeah, you would have Ruby go after Ul'dah. Make it like a besiege type of mode, and if if you lost, then there would be damage to the towns, and you'd have the crafters have to fucking rebuild the town.
Mm.
No, make it like the next coil. Make
No,
it Ruby,
you don't really need raids
emerald,
of that.
diamond.
You don't need raids of that caliber. There's many things they can do with raids, which I wish the raids were progressive, like with World of Warcraft, how they did raiding. I wish it was progressive like that.
God,
I
I
don't
don't
like
know.
the instance. It gets boring.
Dreamer, did you play World of Warcraft when that virus broke out in the game?
Yep.
That would be fun to put a Final Fantasy virus.
Oh my god, if everyone got affected by a virus and shit. Oh, that would
You have
suck.
to do a dungeon, or you have to do a set of dungeons to get a set of items to heal yourself.
Yeah,
That would suck.
And then
Yeah.
you get a immunity for it.
AIDS. The WoW AIDS. I remember that.
Or have Leroy Jenkins in the game. Leroy!
When I first saw that when I was younger, I'm like, this guy is so fucking cool. And the hilarious part is that he was a paladin, and fucking I was a warrior at the time.
Who,
So
Cecil?
and my friend Kyle, what?
Oh, who, Cecil?
No.
In World of Warcraft,
Oh.
he was a
The guy
paladin.
named Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins was a paladin, and fucking I was playing a warrior at the time, and my friend Kyle was a paladin. So what ends up happening is we fucking raid Upper Blackrock Spire, and he fucking does it, and I'm like, you motherfucker, and I had to go out and tank those fucking wells, man.
I've done it as well.
Oh.
I've done
Wait,
it to
you
my
actually had someone named Leroy Jenkins do that? Not the Leroy
No.
Jenkins, I'm betting.
No,
Not the Leroy Jenkins. He did it, Leroy Jenkins.
no, his friend did the same thing, and I've done it.
Yeah, he did the same thing that Leroy
in
Jenkins
Final
did.
Fantasy.
The group was fuming at him after that.
Like we were doing raids every Saturday, and they're explaining everything, and I'm like, fuck this, Leroy, and I would actually type it and just run in, and it would become angry at me, like, dude, stop trolling. I'm like, sorry, I got bored.
It's funny as fuck.
My FC doesn't like it if I start Leroy.
I did that a couple times too when Zach was healing dungeons and when we were hanging out a lot more. Oh, Zach would get, and Tom would be like, "Oh shit!" And fucking Zach would be like, "Oh no, not again."
Yeah.
Fun to do.
I am so close to my Anima weapon, I can freaking taste it.
Congrats,
Like,
dude.
I'm doing for a serious hard mode at the moment.
I needed to take a break from 14. Like, I was getting massively burnt out, and I was getting bored because, what really makes me bored of 14 right now is the fact that the items are just homogenized. There's nothing really unique about them other than bigger stats.
Yeah.
But 3.2, hopefully, for the love of God, breaks that. Because if it doesn't, I'm gonna be just fucking bored. Like that's all it is. It's the same shit.
To be fair, though, there's really not much they can do outside of stats, because if they start adding in gear like what 11 had with, like, it enhances X ability or X skill or whatever, then what you're gonna end up having is a situation where people are like, oh my god, why are you using that? That armor sucks, and then it's gonna make it to where you have to have the armor that enhances your skills, and then it's gonna make the game entirely too linear.
Yeah, but you can't be too afraid to not have that, because otherwise you end up with item homogenization like now. And the thing about it is that yeah, you're gonna have some people that'll do like that and will exclude you for not having certain things. The problem is that you can't prevent that until 100%.
Personally, I think what they need to do is, instead of having gear be like, okay, this is a healer gear, alright, it's gonna have, you know, oh, it's item level 200, okay, so it's gotta have 88 vitality and 93 mind. It's gotta have that. Everything that's item level 200 is gonna have 83 vitality and 93 mind, or whatever. You know, instead of that, they could have it to where, okay, this item has 80 vitality but 105 mind. You know, so, or you could have this other one that's like, has 100 vitality and maybe 90 mind. Something like that. Because that would allow more gear customization. You know,
I would love that.
You know, it's like you could either have the balanced set that has a bit of both, you know, in equal quantities, or you could have stat weights that go in the other direction, have more defensive armors for your healer, have more offensive gear for your healer, but maybe less defensive. Like, maybe same for tanks. Maybe some have more strength and less vitality, others have more vitality and less strength, that kind of thing.
Serenia, yeah. Will then do the same like you said, like, oh, you're wearing defensive armor? Do you want a tank with armor that's more aggressive and they'll kick you?
Well, the thing about it is too, though, Zach, as well, is that in terms the difference between 11 and 14 in terms of how they were built, if you put, let's say, for instance, where it has enhanced the abilities and all that good shit, the difference is, though, is that it players will be less be able to be excluded due to Duty Finder, due to the fact of most content is, well, I hate to use this term, but face roll. You know, they're pretty generic encounters where you don't have to really knuckle under and squeeze every little bit of damage, healing, and fucking tanking ability that you need to. That's what rating's for. There's a lot more content in this game that someone who doesn't play the game as often or isn't as optimally geared can still clear things. As opposed to 11, 11 was a bit more strict with a lot of its encounters. And that's where I think it would actually work here a lot more than in 11's, where, of course, yeah, you had to follow rigid code for almost fucking everything.
Yeah.
You really had to innovate to play the way you wanted.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, though, because 11's gear was the way that it was, they had the freedom to do that because of gear swaps. Like I said, if you do that to 14, it will be homogenized in the opposite direction, because you'd have to have gear that's like enhances this or enhances that, but then you'd have to start carrying around multiple gear sets that you can't even switch in between in battle anyway. So what would end up happening is players would be like, oh, okay, well, this is the most efficient gear set, done, nothing else matters. Which would then alienate players like me, because that type of gear would probably only come from the raids.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, the best type of gear, most of it comes from raids anyway. The reason why is because they don't want to piss off. They don't want to piss off the pretty princesses. They don't want to make, you know, the elite part of the game quit on them.
Right.
You know, they're trying to balance the game too much between both audiences, I think.
Right. But
here's back to like it wasn't Coil. They have 20 eye level 220 gear for normal people and eye level 225 for the Raiders. I hope they do it that way again.
Actually, but then you had Raiders back then though that were pissed off that they only got 5 more levels.
Yeah, but then give them 5 more levels and something else. But make it so people like me who don't do Coil at least are able to get to a decent eye, or at least get to the level eye level cap.
Yeah, be competitive.
I'm stuck at 207 because I can't get the weapon. I can't get the second ring at the moment because I'm refusing to grind my ass off for a stupid relic.
But anyway, Zach, you were gonna say something?
Well, see, that's the thing. I get that you have to reward the raiders. I'm fine with that. However, if they do it that way, like, okay, say for example the Tombstone gear stays the way it is, you know, so like it'll only ever be Vitality, Mind, and then substats, and that's it. No enhance to anything. Okay,
Right.
I wouldn't want that, especially if the raid gear was the one that was like, okay, enhances this and that and this and that and this. Because then what you're going to have is, oh, you're not a raider? Get the fuck out of this group. At least the way that it is right now, is I can easily at least keep up in terms of gear for the most part. It may not be the most optimal gear, but it is at least enough to clear content, which is good. And that way people can't really kick me out. They can't go, oh, you're using the ESO gear? Oh, poor baby, get the fuck out. No, they can't do that. They can't, because my gear is still good enough. So the raiders are still getting rewarded the way that it is right now. It's just, I feel that I don't really want to see gear that has enhances X. I really don't. Because that right there will make it the absolute best gear, point blank, period. The only way that it wouldn't be the best, or at least still would stay somewhat balanced, is if they're like, okay, you can have gear that has cure potency plus 20% or whatever, but in order to have that, you're sacrificing stats. In other words, it'll either only have cure potency plus X, or it'll be severely reduced Vitality and Mind. So it'll be cure potency plus 20%, but Vitality only plus 50, and Mind plus 50. As opposed to, like, the Tombstone gear you can get that might be Mind plus 110 and Vitality plus, 109. That kind of thing. So that's about the only way I can see them balancing that. I don't know.
All right. To understand your viewpoint, you're saying you're pretty much fearing exclusion from groups. Is basically it, right?
Which is already being done.
I would say is already being done. A lot of it is based on the fact of people haven't cleared certain content, even though they might be even good with it. Good with the content, they can learn fast and they can clear it. People still exclude other players purely because they haven't cleared certain content.
Well, yeah, but that's one thing.
I'm talking this out. Guys, can I just say something? Happy does his weekly videos where he reads out questions, and he said he had a question from someone who said I was kicked out of his static because I didn't have the 210 weapon because the DPS check was tight on a Savage.
Yeah, it was tight, yeah.
And he raged over that, which is funny because he's a raider himself.
Yeah, and that right there means that Happy at least knows his shit, because that if you kick someone for not having a quote-unquote proper weapon, you're bad. Done. End of story.
I agree.
You're bad.
I agree fully. And if it's happening right now, okay, then they didn't prevent it. They curbed it slightly, I would say.
Right.
Sure.
But if they add gear that has enhances X, it'll, like, more people will do it. Not just the assholes. Not just the people who are bad. Everybody will start doing it.
Nice.
So, and I don't want to see that anyway, because that'll make it to where, unless they have, unless they start having it to where gear doesn't have stats like Vitality, Mind, and all that anymore, and only has enhance X, enhance this, enhance X, enhance Y, or whatever, and then you can sort of stack the gear that way, I don't see them being able to add that and not break the game entirely.
Well, it comes down to accessibility, because what really fucked a lot of new players over was not only because of getting excluded from players. You're always going to have that. But what fostered that was the fact that everything in 11 was to the wire.
Yeah.
You had to have shit. The reason why you had to have the shit is because the fights were on the wire, where that one piece would make a difference.
Yeah. But at the same time, it wouldn't
where,
make near as much of a difference as what it does here in 14. That's just it. It makes a difference.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's where it would make a difference to have it, because then at least you have uniqueness in choosing which piece you want, other than having stats. It's not as homogenized as they are right now.
For someone like you, I don't know if what they're going to be doing in 3.2 is going to be a good thing then. Because I think gear is probably going to get even more homogenized, as it won't matter if you have raid gear or tome gear or crafted gear or whatever. Because you'll be able to have that type of gear, and then if it's not to your liking, jam materia into it. Like, it's like, oh, you like spell speed, but the gear that has spell speed already on it comes from the hardest raid. That's okay. Materia it. Just slap it on there. You're good.
Well, see, and I wouldn't actually mind that if the additional stats that we have were worth anything. Like if
I think they
Hold
did
on.
gimp a lot of the substats in Heaven's Word.
I mean, yeah, they did. Right? They, in my opinion, they did really gimp the substats. Like, if the substats were worth any of their salt, that, like, let's say for instance, more dexterity for a monk, would give extra attacks or something, for the auto attack round or something of that nature, as an example.
Or at least affect crit rate.
Or have it to where strength affected how strong their punches were. As opposed to being a fast puncher, it would be a slow but steady puncher, kind of like for Ryu and Ken. Ken was the faster puncher, but he was a bit more weaker in the punches. Ryu was slow but steady, and he had the power punches. Something like that, give me something where I can customize my own shit, or I can differentiate myself from the other monks.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think they're going to do that, because they've already said verbatim that, they're like skill trees, for example. They're not going to do that because they don't want players to be able to go, oh, okay, this is the best way to play this class, so this other skill tree is 1000% useless, and therefore exclude people that way. They want all classes to be on equal footing when it comes to content accessibility, which they've already failed at with Astrologian.
Well, actually, they failed that with Astrologian, but there's also a problem with that. The reason why they failed with Astrologian, and why they fail with that at the moment, is that they release content that is too fucking on the edge.
Well, yeah, they did specify. They did specify that Gordius Savage turns 3 and 4 are entirely too hard. And as a result, Midas Savage coming in 3.2 will definitely be easier.
Because when you release content that is too on the edge, I understand players want hard content. They want difficult and challenging content. But if it's too on the edge, then you're basically what you're doing is making part gear that you've released yourself useless for the hardest content in the game.
Yeah, but
because you're making it to where it's so on the edge that you need certain numbers to win.
Well, just because they're doing different stats and things, tank you have two options: go full vet, go full strength. And if you want to do raiding, if you go full vet, people will mock you for it.
Yeah, people mock you for it because
that's only because of how tight the DPS checks are. Because apparently SE doesn't like the fact that tanks can go strength at all right now.
Yeah, it's because it's way too cutting edge with the DPS checks right now. They're so cutting edge that it's actually a must that healers have to DPS, which I find fucking stupid. Healers should have the option to chip in the DPS to make it faster, sure. But to have it as a mandatory clear aspect, I disagree. It's not of their main job description.
Aren't they gonna change tanks so we don't... tanks in general, I'm saying me. Tanks will also have less, or don't go full strength anymore, but will be more prone to go full fit again?
Well, I think that what they need to do is release content of the last coil, of the final coil of the Bahamut. They make it that flexible with different archetypes of parties, where you could take pretty much any type of mixture and work with it, as opposed to you must have certain gear, you must play a certain way to clear, the hardest content. That's why Alexander Savage was so brutal and bad, is because it wasn't a progressive raid, so it's an instance raid. That gets old pretty quick, especially if you keep on wiping.
I don't know what you mean by progressive in that front.
Progressive raiding, have you ever raided? You haven't raided in a while, of course, but Dynamis. Dynamis is actually, it was instanced, but it was a progressive raid, because every time you start at the beginning, of Dynamis, and to get to that certain part, of Dynamis, you had to go through the beginning and clear trash mobs to get up to that part.
Basically, what you're saying is you would want a raid that is basically binding Coil of Bahamut as if it wasn't turns. Like, you would rather it be, okay, you clear turn 1, instantly go to turn 2, you clear turn, instantly turn 3, you clear turn 3, instantly turn 4, all in one big session without going between, like...
Well, yeah, either that and that's where, then, let's say, for instance, instead of it being like lockouts of Dynamis, where it would reset the instance every time you went in, it would have your progress saved for that week. And
Well,
you
that's
can
kind of how Binding
progress-
Coil was at first, and in fact, that's how Alexander Savage is.
But the only problem with it is that the instances break it up. It's not one big room. You know, it's not one big aspect.
Fuck you, game.
It's too segmented, in my opinion.
I do think it would be cool if eventually they added a special mode for like the Binding Coil of Bahamut, to where instead of turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or whatever, it was a gauntlet. To where you clear one turn, then you instantly go into the next turn in a progression that way. But make it to where, like, have it to where you can save your progress in case you need to. To at least alleviate it some. But I think it would be cool if they had it like that. Or Crystal Tower, for that matter, to where you instantly go, you know, Labyrinth of the Ancients, straight into Circus Tower, straight into World of Darkness, that kind of thing. But if they
actually, yes. Go on, sorry.
If they did that, though, they'd have to be really, really careful, because that would be exhausting. So either A, they would have to nerf all 3 turns so that they could jam them all together, and thus the difficulty is the gauntlet, or they would have to give you some sort of checkpoint system.
Well, and jam them all together, but in one big instance, not transferring between instances. But the thing about it is, though, too, is that here's the interesting part. And this is what progression rating would be. Let's say, for instance, you cleared the Labyrinth of the Ancients part of the tower, right? And you still then you leave. The rest of the week, you can still pick up where you left off. That's what progression rating was.
Well, yeah, that's how Binding Coil was.
Well, yes and no, because Binding Coil was still separated between floors. They're separated between the instances where you got to zone in, zone out, zone back in, zone out, zone back in.
Well, yes and no, but if you remember the way Binding Coil was at first, is you cleared Binding Coil turn 1, and then you went to that lobby to where you could either exit or go straight into turn 2. Also, too, you needed to clear it in order. You needed to clear turn 1 before you could get to turn 2, clear turn 2 before you could get to turn 3, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Before they made it to where it's like you can just go into any turn, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, but instead of it separated like in floors, have it separated between like different parts of the zone, or it's one big instance, but it's just different parts of the bigger zone. That's what WoW progression rating was, because Molten Core, instead of it going from like floor 1 to floor 2 to floor 3 to floor 4 and stuff, it was one big fucking underground volcano. You know, and you had different sections of it that you had to clear. You had to clear all these bosses. And to get up to these bosses, you had to clear all this trash. And every time you did Molten Core, it saved the progression up until a reset of once a week, of course. You know, it reset the entire thing. So if your guild got all the way up to Ragnaros, that means you defeated like 12 raid bosses within the span of a week.
Talking about 11, sorry I have to interrupt here, but talking about 11, what about the NPC system that 11 had? And where you could take free NPCs with you.
Oh, you're talking about the trust system that they added recently, actually. That was added like a year or two ago.
They actually need to add that for 14 for solo players.
It would make leveling classes a lot easier. Like, I want to do Monk and Dragoon, but I need to find people who want to grind with me, get into queues.
Well, and plus, I mean, if let's say, for instance, you're not a very social person, you know, or you know, you only have a few friends, or worse yet, if people just didn't understand you. Great example is you know, Avira. You know, people don't understand how he is.
I don't
and sometimes
how he is sometimes.
Yeah, see that. There you go. You know, and so he would be better off, because otherwise, if you want to play 14 and he's not a very sociable person where he has few friends to help him, you know, he's kind of fucked, because he's not. He doesn't make friends easy. You know, so, but what if you really, really wanted to play 14 and was willing to pay money to play, you know, like anyone else? Why not have the NPC system like they promised? But, you know,
but maybe it is like...
They still need to release that eventually.
I wouldn't mind them bringing back the companion system they had back in 1.0.
Yeah.
System. How did that work?
Wasn't that similar to like with how 11's was?
Well, the companion system in 14 you could only use the companion in certain instances, certain story-based instances. You couldn't just call it out on the field. Actually, technically, 11 had the NPC system a hell of a lot sooner than the Trust system, but it required a Signal Pearl, and you had your own like unique NPC, which was added around Treasures of Ottergon, I do believe. But that NPC system really wasn't that good. It was a little too in-depth. It wasn't simple, so a lot of people couldn't really utilize it. And plus, they could only stay out for so long amount of time, and your thingy only had so many charges. You had one that you could use infinitely, but it had a 24-hour cooldown, so you could only use it once a day. And your the NPC could only be out for so long, and you had to actually specifically level them. So, like, if you were level 75 and you pulled out your NPC fresh, it's level 1. Whereas the trusts are your level.
Yeah. But that NPC was kind of funny. Remember the Adventures with Yoli?
What was that?
Remember Yoli, your Mithrin companion?
Oh, yes. I remember.
What? Yoli?
Yeah, the companion named Yoli. Yoli.
Maybe there's like Happy said that everyone was with him, and instead of having their duty system clog up with people waiting, that it's gonna become empty because everyone's just gonna take NPCs with them instead of waiting for long queues. Now you have to wait for. Is it healers that take longest, or tanks?
Actually, DPS take the longest in terms of queues.
Yeah, but if everyone starts taking NPC DPSs, the DPSs are gonna have a lot less people wanting them because it's easier to just take a DPS and stuff. NPC.
Well, yeah, the NPC. Well, the same thing with healers and tanks. I mean, it provides a soloing option for those who aren't as social in a game.
I think he was more speak up that he was scared that it would make the duty finder a lot less populated, and people would just take NPCs with them instead. And if you then needed to do a dungeon with people, then you'll find no one because everyone's taking their NPCs. Or something. I don't remember quite. Phone! Pick up the phone!
It's actually someone
in your pocket! I'm wrinkling! Or whatever was that funny cell phone GIF. Yeah. There's a lot of systems that I have to put in Final Fantasy to make this game super. Hop. Yep, that's mine. Because other people are like going, oh, we want a support class in 14. What would be a good support class?
In all honesty, you know what I would like to see is a DPS support in the vein of Red Mage.
Sorry, but I don't know if you ever watched the anime. Is it wrong to pick up a girl in a dungeon?
I've seen that, yes.
That if you say support, I'm thinking about Lily. You're being abused, kicked, and
actually, yes. That happens to any type of game, especially in a game like League of Legends, where players that play support, it feels like you're in a bad relationship, abusive relationship, where you're fucking just getting beaten to shit. But then when they say go place that ward, bitch, you're like, yes, sir.
Yeah, they become the abusive spouse.
But the hilarious part is when Zach was playing League with me and he was the support. When people talked like that, he would not ward and get people in, let people die.
I never let them die. I would heal them as best I could, but
you tried your best you could, but it's like you would be like, okay, fuck you.
I did my best. Die.
I would still ward, but I wouldn't go out of my way to ward.
Yeah.
Because technically, it's not my job to ward, nor has it ever been. It's the team's job to ward. So I would get my wards, and I would use them around my location, but I would not go into the jungle to place them. I would not go to the opposite fucking lane and place them, leaving my freaking ADC alone. No, screw you. You want those wards? Exactly. You get them. Simple.
Which, thank God, they limited it to 3 wards apiece per person.
Yeah.
and one pink ward per person.
I thought they took out the pink wards. Oh wait, no, that was smite.
No, they didn't take out the pink
Oh no,
wards.
I know what they did. They made the pink wards always visible. That's what they did.
They have 5 health, but they're always visible.
Out of my league, but okay.
Yeah.
And then
I think
out
Smite
of my
did the same
league,
thing, actually.
You're talking about League of Legends. It's a pun. You're talking about League of Legends, and I'm thinking this is out of my league. But
yes.
So
Good one.
On a side note, I actually joined a farm party for Alexander the Fist of the Father. So they're doing a relic item run, but the thing is, like, we're doing 1 tank, 1 healer, 6 DPS, and
Oh god.
oh god.
we can get the main boss down pretty low, but the problem is the tank ends up getting one-shotted out of nowhere on me, and then from there, everyone else just dies. Like, there's really not a lot I can do.
Well, yeah, I mean, solo healing that would be pretty fucking hard.
No, apparently it's easy. It's just everyone else needs to be competent.
Yeah, everyone else. That's the kicker. Everyone else needs to be competent.
Exactly, and there has to be enough DPS.
Yeah.
I still can't believe I managed to do that yesterday, by the way. I don't know if you saw it, Dreamer. You probably didn't. I linked it in the chat earlier. But yesterday, I was invited by, well, I guess you could call him an acquaintance, but I'd like to call him a friend. He's a player by the name of Rin Karagani on Balmung. His stream channel is Avenger Kusari. And he invited me to do this really absurd thing yesterday because he wanted to try it and he preferred a white mage.
Yeah, the Dragoon white mage shit.
Oh god, yes. That was so fucking fun. It's a shame I couldn't solo it. Because I was told by a friend earlier that they had an item level 190 white mage actually solo Twin Tanya. And what they did was they kited, used their dots, they got them down to like 86%. They told me 76% in order to avoid fireball and conflag, but that wasn't going to happen with me. So I got him down to 86%, so he didn't enter that phase. And then they said that they let them enrage and then just continued to kite and use dots and heal through the damage. But I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I'll try that. I got to the enrage, as you saw, and there was no way in hell I was going to be able to switch into cleric stance, do what little damage I could, switch out of cleric stance and heal myself when Twin Tanya is still using basic attacks and flatten. I'm like, no way! Especially since, Aetheric Profusion was doing like 7k. So she was like doing a 3k basic attack, a 3k flatten into a 7k Aetheric Profusion, and I'm like, and she was attacking so fast that it was like basic attack, flatten, Aetheric Profusion, basic attack, and I'm like, excuse me, how the hell am I supposed to heal that fast and still deal damage? No, that's not the thing we did. It's not like,
because you're talking about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jack.
It's not like ADS where it stops everything just to do a laser light show.
Yeah.
Because you said that, I recently, like I said in because when I just entered the stream that I did Wandering Palace and stuff, but the last boss is it, the Tomber King, is that Wandering Palace?
Yeah, that's Wanderer's Palace.
I have to say, he's a freaking. I had to race him to the end. Like, I was just standing in front of him and we're just doing damage to each other. Like, it was literally who's gonna die first, me or him. And I did full fit. He just wiped my ass. I'm like, crap. I need to go full strength. And I had to push a few times.
I should actually try soloing Wanderer's Palace. That's one of the dungeons I haven't tried soloing. I did try soloing Wanderer's Palace hard. That is aptly named when you're trying to solo. I could not solo Wanderer's Palace hard because of the first boss. Because what happens is he just throws down the spears way too fast for me to break the spears. And then if you ignore the spears, then and he gets 4 spears out, it's fire pulse, 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 fire pulse. And it's like, I can't deal enough damage here, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's pretty bitching.
But the problem in the normal mode is with the Tomber King, so the other ones are just a joke. But Tomber King spawns Tomeberries. And per Tomeberry you kill, he gets stronger.
Everyone's grudge.
Get more damage. So I'm like,
But
crap,
the
do
thing-
I kill the Tomberries or just go ham on the boss?
Well, the thing about that is it's also a situation where you can predict that everyone's Rancor is coming. Like, I would probably be okay with killing the Tonberries, because even with, like, a 4-stack or whatever, it only seems to do about 6k damage, and that's to a tank at 50 while level sync. But in my case, it would seem like I would be able to weather that. But at the same time, I could I could just heal through it. That's the big thing. I can just heal through it.
Well, I don't have healing, that's the problem. I have a small amount of self-healing. So, to me it was more of a race of, oh crap, I have to get him down before my health goes down. That way already? Ugh. So, that was an interesting one, and I can't get past the first boss of the Forest Series normal mode.
I should be able to handle that. Actually, soloing Wanderer's Palace normal with I think the thing that would give me problems is the Gobu, actually. Because if that thing eats you, it kills you if you don't get freed after a while. At least I think it would. It might just do a bunch of damage.
I don't know. But that boss is a DPS race. And the other one it's the boss plus ads plus AoEs, and it's too much damage for me self-heal myself over.
If you were a warrior, it'd probably be fine. But then again,
but
warriors are like the king of solo right now. Apparently, warrior can solo everything, it would seem.
Tried Cape West Wing, that one's hard.
I've soloed that, believe it or not.
It was easy.
It was actually really, really easy. But that thing he has really high HP and really high defense. It took me forever. It took me like, I think 15 minutes. 15, maybe 20 minutes. Actually, no, it took me 30 minutes. It was longer than Ifrit, which was weird because he's easier than Ifrit.
To be honest, Ifrit normal mode, I can kill him so fast.
I'm talking about hard mode.
Phase. Yeah, I mean, on the normal mode, I can do him before L phase. That fast. And Titan normal mode is kind of tricky for me.
Yeah,
it's that heart phase that keeps getting me.
Well, plus with Titan, if you don't do enough damage to skip phases, if he uses Granite Jail, you're sunk.
Yeah, the heart phase and Granite Jail.
Because as soon as he uses Granite Jail, it just resets the fight. That's what makes Titan hard impossible to solo. Titan Extreme is soloable, though, because of the way the Granite Jails work in that phase. But it is not possible under any circumstance to solo Titan hard. It is not possible.
I've had a tank, a warrior, DPS, solo Midgard Zomer. That was cool to watch.
Yeah, I've soloed, I actually have soloed Keeper of the Lake. I did that one as Astrologian, though.
It was fun to go watch. Like, I was dead on the floor and he's like, okay, I'll solo this. I think I'm gonna have to be quiet soon. I hear people coming upstairs to sleep.
Apparently, they reworked Shen in this game.
Oh?
Yep,
Oh.
Shen and the Legends, of course. Yep, they reworked him. It actually looks pretty good.
Oh,
Wait,
they
any
gave him an
part
artistic
B?
rework.
Nope, they changed his gameplay too.
Oh, really? Was he still a tank?
Yep. Oh yeah, he's still a tank. But they modified him a little bit. It's like he has a spirit blade now that's attached to him.
Wow.
Moves with him and stuff, so he has a lot more counterplay to him. Poppy got reworked, and I like it.
Yeah, I heard about the
love
Poppy rework.
now. Jin's coming out. which, if you ever seen the movie Django Unchained, he makes a reference of that with that movie. He fucking shoots if he kills Timo, he's like, "I like the way you die, boy."
Nice.
And it's like, oh, I like that. I want to play Jin now. The game is a lot more balanced than it used to be. Still a few unbalanced shit, but it's more balanced. I like this phrase. You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the Z main.
That's a quote from a movie.
It's referencing the Batman movie.
Yeah. You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Someone said there was a Star Wars reference in Final Fantasy XIV. Darth Maul or something reference?
Well, that really wouldn't surprise me, because Final Fantasy actually draws inspiration from Star Wars, and there's been other references to Star Wars throughout the franchise. Most notably would be the characters Biggs and Wedge, which have been in the series pretty much since Final Fantasy VI.
Yep.
Talking about Star Wars, ever see the Family Guy episode?
No, I've never actually watched it fully.
There's a scene, they reenact a scene where Chewie and Lando get in the ship and they leave to go find Han Solo. And in that original scene, Han Solo is wearing the same clothes as... No, Lando is wearing the same clothes as Han Solo. And in the Family Guy episodes, Brian, who plays Lando, breaks character and references that. And he's like, yeah, it's real, go check it out. I'm like, if you go check it out, it's true.
It's funny, I like characters that break the fourth wall.
Deadpool does it a lot. And then the movie that's coming, he's gonna do a lot.
Ryan Reynolds will make a perfect Deadpool.
I'll be right back.
Alright. Actually, I need to take my dog out. BRB. Hey. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm back. My chat's pretty much dead right now, sadly, but I am back.
Well, I won't say much anymore because, like I said, But Zach, if you log in, if you again or on about the same time like today, I'll be here again. You there?
Hmm?
Oh, I said that if you stream again tomorrow, same time, I'll come watch your stream again.
I don't know if I'll stream at the same time, honestly.
Because like this is the
Today was rather spontaneous, to be fair.
yeah, but now I'm able to catch your stream because else it's really early in the morning for me or really late at night.
Hmm.
I have to be quiet. People are sleeping.
Where'd Dreamer go? I just hope this party gets back together soon because we had to replace some members due to not being able to meet the DPS requirements, apparently. At least not the DPS requirements for a speedrun style. In truth, I feel like maybe I should take my stream down here in a little bit, though, so I can just concentrate on what needs to be done. And plus, no one's really, no one's really in the audience right now, anyway. Not as far as I can tell, anyway. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop streaming for now, guys. For anyone that's still left in the audience, thank you so much for hanging out today. Hopefully it was entertaining. It was completely spontaneous, so I didn't really get to do too much. I mean, I tried soloing T5 today, and that didn't go so good. But anyway, once again, thanks again for hanging out, guys. Until then, I will see you guys next time. This has been White Mage Serenia, signing off.